So after, God, where do we even start? It finishes Everton 2, Forest 0. Let's get into your calls. I'm kind of glad this is a phone-in, guys, because honestly, I just haven't got much to say. I'm broken. I'm broken, Matt Hardy. That's what I am. So I'm interested to see what you guys think of the Tweetgate, of the penalties, of the performance. Let's not forget, Forest played crap. And I just need your thoughts in on it. I've pinned the link in the chat. So get your backsides in. All you need is a microphone. You can even connect from your phone if you want. But let's get through a couple of the comments. Let's not forget to hit that like button as well. Already 100 of you in here. Let's say a few highs. Let's say a few highs. Sai is pretty annoyed. He's pretty annoyed. Not once did the purple VAR site show on the TV, meaning they did not officially check. Apparently they did, Sai, but corruption. The board lost us 4 points. VAR lost us 7. Cooper lost us 9. The team lost us the remaining points. We lost patience. Drink now to forget this season. Yeah. I mean, that sums it up. Totally corrupt in this league. We should have won that game. If decisions had gone our way, it'd be completely different. I don't know. With the way we were playing, it was so poor. Shows how corrupt the VAR is. They use it to rob Coventry a victory over Shite United. But regardless, Forest was still not good enough. It was a hard watch. Yeah, we were screwed by VAR. A lot of you are really angry about VAR looking at the comments. Steve saying, Wolfie, I can't. I just, like, it's just broken me. It's broken me. Let's get into your calls. Get your backsides in. I really want to hear what you guys think. Are you more annoyed at VAR? Are you more annoyed at the performance? What is triggering you tonight? Or maybe you're pleased. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I know where this one's going. Nice name, bro. You're right.
Hello, Wolfie. Can you hear me?
I can, mate. How are you?
Oh, I think you know how we're all feeling, mate. It's a weird one. To be honest, watching the game, I wasn't impressed with anything, really. I mean, obviously, talk about the decisions and whatnot, but just like focusing on the actual football we played, I didn't think we played very well, which surprised me because I saw the team sheet and I was like, fuck, like that. I was excited when I saw the team sheet.
Yeah.
And then first 5 minutes looking all right. And then we concede. And then I'm just like a bit of a wreck watching the rest of the game. And then we concede the second and I turn it off and I go to the pub.
A lot of people did that. I got so many messages saying, yeah, we're not coming back. I'm done.
I understand it completely. I mean, I couldn't see us pulling one back when it was 1-0. And then when it got to 2, I just thought, fuck this. And then to see that statement from the club, I mean, a lot of people saying it's embarrassing. I saw Jamie Carragher say it's embarrassing, but he should be the last person to speak. The amount of bias he gives on Sky Sports when Liverpool have something against them. Sorry, I could rant on about that for ages. I thought all of the decisions were poor. The fact that people are saying Stuart Atwell's a Luton fan is ridiculous to me. I don't get it. And then have you seen people saying, but why would Luton want Forest to win? A draw would have been the better result.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I can't wrap my head around that. Like, surely Forest losing is a better result.
Yeah, anyway, because that would only keep them 1 point out of safety. I'm sure Luton don't care who they overtake as long as they overtake a person. So why would 2 points make it better? But yeah,
exactly. It's just depressing. It's so depressing. I was looking at today's game like it was a chance to get some points, even if it was just a draw. But clearly not. I felt like the players just. I mean, obviously they are trying, but it seemed as if Everton wanted it more.
It just felt like a pre-season game, especially in that first half. It was just like nothing was happening. No one was closing anyone down. I could see so much grass in that midfield. You know, it was like, where was the midfield? Where was the closing down? Like Brandfate was playing at certain points like he was a goddamn number 10. It's just ridiculous.
He was winding me up. He's a good player though. He was winding me up, but he's good, so you got to give him that. But it's been one of those days where it's like, I don't know what to think about it. Like, there's so much I've seen online. It's the most I've seen about Forest online, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's funny, isn't it?
That tweet triggered everyone in one way or another. So what are your thoughts about it? What are your thoughts about it? Were you for the tweet or against the tweet?
I mean, reading the tweet, I mean, you can't fault it from a Forest perspective, and obviously the admin's going to be a Forest fan. Like, I feel like most people would have a similar reaction. People saying it's embarrassing, I get that, but I think we're coming to the age where obviously social media and clubs are gonna. It's just how they get across to fans, and I think I like the fact that they did it in some ways. I can understand why people think it's not a very professional thing to do, but at the end of the day, someone needs to speak up. I feel like someone does have to say something, because it's just, and it's not just Forest either. You see Everton fans saying, "Oh, finally it goes our way." It's like, I don't know.
When's it gonna go our way?
Exactly. What did you think of the tweet?
I just don't think it should have come from the club. I agree with what they said, but like my thing with it is, okay, what's next? Like, are we gonna get the game replayed? Is they gonna give us points? No. So like, I get it, and then it just boils back to my Clattenburg agenda. Like, what's the point in him if we're now tweeting stuff rather than using him? Why are we paying him the money? I mean, surely that could reduce the season ticket price, because I'm pretty sure he's on a healthy whack, you know?
Yeah.
So I just don't get it. Sometimes I get why they did it, but it's like they needed to breathe for a minute, because it's literally on full time, wasn't it?
Straight away. And I didn't know that. Did you know that about Stuart Atwell?
Being a Luton fan? No, not until I saw the tweet. I saw a few in the chat was saying it during the watch along. Luton fan. I just thought, it was general fans talking. But it's that, to me, you don't expect a bias, but there is a subconscious one, isn't there? Could you imagine if you were on VAR today and it's a 50-50 call? Would you give it against Forest, Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, I get it. I feel like, I don't know, VAR officials, I know they're all qualified to do what they do, but I think if they've got a genuine affiliation to a club, that should be taken into account.
And then what do you think, matey? Are we staying up or not?
I've always got faith. At the end of the day, when you watch Burnley, Sheffield and Luton play, I could happily say that we're a better team than them. But at the end of the day, it's results. We could be a better team than every team in the league, but if we're getting battered, then we're going down. But the bottom of my heart says we're staying up, but it's starting to worry me, keeping me up at night.
It's stressful. I just wish the players would stress out as much as we do, mate. That's a gripe I've got. So yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks for depressing me.
Sorry, Wolfie. I'm sorry.
I'm glad. Hopefully, you got some off your chest, matey. But it's good to speak to you, and let's use this as a therapy session. I think we're gonna need it.
It has helped. So thanks for letting me get off my chest.
Anytime, matey. Thanks for jumping on. Cheers, bro.
Yeah, bye.
Oh, Mikey, I love you, Mikey, but Mikey, you are not going down. He's saying, you guys are fine. Keep fighting. Bro, there's no fight in this team. Like, now you know why I told you. Like, I just... Let's just catch up on some super chats. I need to hear your thoughts in. We got plenty of space in the backstage, so jump on and have your say. Just like, we'll call him Stuart did there. Chris with the £2. Thank you so much, buddy. The VAR decisions must affect the players in game. Yeah, it does, but it's like it breeds it, doesn't it? It breeds it. It's like if one player complains, they all agree. They shouldn't be complaining at half time. That was my worry with it. Let's get Sai on next, and we got Mohammed backstage, a couple of others as well. Hi, mate.
Hello, mate. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, bud. I can.
I'm absolutely fuming, mate.
Get it off your chest. Get it off your chest.
I know you don't agree with the statement, but I was really happy when I saw that statement come out from the club.
Yeah, but let's just clarify, Si. This platform isn't like necessarily for a debate. This is for the Forest fans to get on and just have their say. Yeah, I'll pick at a couple of things, but it's not. I'm not putting it as a debate platform. So clear your chest, mate. Clear your chest.
Because I think Forest are just fed up, like, with the whole situation. This is not the first time that we've had decisions go against us, and then the reason why Forest have put out that statement is because we've been through the official process so many times. We've gone through the official complaint process to the PGMOL or PGLOL, as you call them. We go we go through all that. We moan about the decision, and then we write a complaint in, but nothing changes. Yeah. I feel like the club now are just at the stage where we're just like, we got nothing to lose anymore. Like we've tried to cooperate with them, but they're not changing. So they've just gone for the option now. I think that's straight from Marinakis. People were saying about the admin team. That's got nothing to do with the admin team. That's straight from the top.
It's from the top.
A statement
no
like
one would have the balls to do that. Yeah, no one.
Yeah, of course. So I agree with it, because watching that was just blatant. Well, it's not corruption, but it's favoritism, isn't it? Not favoritism, but that after hearing that thing about the VAR, I just want to say, like, during the match, I didn't see a single time where they did the official VAR replay. When they bring up that purple screen with the VAR and they look at different angles. They didn't look at it once. There was not a single decision where they rewatched the angles. All we heard the commentators say was, they checked it and it's okay. We didn't see a single time where they paused the match and they actually just rewatched what happened, seeing what the contact was. Because the third penalty, Anthony Taylor said Ashley Young got the ball, but the VAR could have clearly said to him, he hasn't got the ball. Do you want to go and have a look at the monitor? I don't understand it.
And what was the score at that third one? Was it still 1-0 at that stage?
Yeah, I think it was 1-0. And the first penalty we had was at 0-0. So that could have completely changed the game, because we could have gone 1-0 up. And then, I'm not saying Gibbs White would have scored these penalties, by the way, but it's more just the fact that, like, the game could have been completely different. I know you're saying that the players didn't put the effort in, but if you're getting 3 blatant penalties turned down, you probably think, just what's the point anymore? And it does change the game, these decisions. I know you're saying, I know as I keep saying, you're saying it's on the players, but those could have been, we could have gone 1-0 up, the crowd could have got toxic, and then we could have just dominated that game. Our team is nervy, like, of course they're going to be. We're fighting to stay up, but it just doesn't help that it's like every single week we get these decisions. And as I said, it's not just this week. We get it every time. We've had 1 penalty this whole season. Like, how can you have 1 penalty this whole season? How many games has it been? Like 33 games? It's ridiculous.
Plus cup matches.
Yeah, plus cup matches. Yeah. So I'm fed up with it, to be honest. My biggest. Sorry, just one quick thing. Obviously, I'm seeing, like, Gary Neville and, like, all these people coming out calling out Forest, but they don't understand what we're going through. They don't understand, like, watching your team every week just get completely shafted with decisions, and we don't get any decisions going up towards us. It's not like some decisions we get and there's some we don't get. I can remember maybe 1 decision we've got this season, or maybe 2 decisions this whole season. It's easy for them just to sit there and just say, it's unacceptable that Forest have given this statement. But honestly, I'm at the stage now where I think that was the only option that the club could take, because nothing is changing. We've tried to, as I keep saying, we go through the official process, nothing changes. We've tied Clattenburg. I know you're not a big fan of that, but nothing's changed. So then now they're thinking, okay, we just don't have any more options. And I reckon the club, the club mentioned that before the match, they already raised this as an issue. And the Premier League obviously just completely ignored them and just kept the referee. So I think I can see
on that, mate, from The Athletic. I may have misread it. I don't know if anyone in the chat saw it or if you've read it, but they're saying that Clattenburg spoke to the PGLOL and said that they had no problem with it.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if that. I might have misread it. I was literally trying to sort the stream out and everything. But so
I'll be a bit surprised about that.
A contradicting story from both sides.
Because honestly, that VAR, he might as well not turned up today, because he didn't do anything. This is what I don't understand about VAR now. As soon as do you see the Man United thing? As soon as Man United get a goal behind, straight away VAR is on it, aren't they? to rule the goal out. But for us, they're just it's almost like they're just sat there, like just drinking tea, or just like they're not even watching the game. It's like there's decisions that needs to be made. They're just sitting there.
But let me ask you this, right? Just to play devil's advocate with it, right? Why would they favour Everton over Forest? Like,
I don't think they are favoured. Yeah, I don't.
Club, or what are you thinking? It's just an agenda against Forest now.
I think it's just an agenda against Forest now. Yeah. And I in terms of that Luton thing, I didn't know it at the time, but if you do think back on it, he was very passive. He was deliberately passive to not bother looking at any of the decisions, because this is the problem with VAR now. There's a very simple cop out. They can just say it wasn't a clear and obvious error. They can just say that, and then they can just not bother checking it. Because I don't think I keep saying the same thing, but because not many people were talking about it, but they didn't show a single, like, I didn't see the purple VAR symbol, like the sign, come up on the screen once on the TV.
Yeah. Rob's saying that's a cracking point. He said that.
Even I remember Danilo. They were checking Danilo a few weeks ago against Tottenham do you remember when they were checking for a red card? Like we had to sit there for ages while they do slow-mo replays, playing it back. They didn't do that once in this game. But any of the 3 decisions, they didn't slow down the camera. They didn't. People moan about VAR because they say, "Oh, it's slow." They're slowing they're looking at it on slow motion replay. So it doesn't. It's not like the true game. They didn't even do that. They didn't even look at like slow motion replays of the fouls. They sort of just brushed it aside. It's like the VAR guy was just like, I don't blame Anthony Taylor that much, but he was very obviously those decisions.
Well,
were
I was going to ask you, why is the ref getting away scot-free with this?
Well, I think the handball you probably can't. He probably didn't have a good angle at it. I think.
But the third one, like you said, he's saying there was no contact.
Well, he's saying,
it's not like he's got hair in his way.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is, you can always say with the referee that he didn't see it or he had a bad angle. But I just can't accept the fact that the VAR hasn't officially reviewed the decision. They haven't officially stopped the game, have a look at the replay, play the replay back a few times. Or even just send the referee to the screen. Like, they don't even do that anymore. I don't know what the point of VAR is, because it's just they don't change any decisions anymore. It's almost like any single decision they just say, "Oh, not clear and obvious error." Like every single decision, they don't change a single decision. Do you remember a single decision they've changed like recently?
No, last one I remember them changing for us was against Bournemouth last year, where he didn't change his decision when he went to the monitor. Remember that it was a penalty, wasn't it, against Bournemouth at the City ground?
No, that was West Ham. That was first game of the season.
No. There was one. I'm sure it was Bournemouth where we got a penalty and they told him to go check it, and he stuck with his original decision. That's the last real thing I remember going for.
Okay.
I can't remember. My memory's terrible.
Yeah, it might have been Brentford or something.
The chat will know. The chat will know.
But but in summary, anyway, I do understand where the club is coming from, because it's just we've had so many decisions, and they're just fed up now. They're thinking, nothing's changing. Like, as I said, Carragher, all these people coming out saying it's a disgrace. Well, it's a disgrace that we're getting all these decisions like going against us every single week. And I feel for the fans. People like Martin, he's travelled all the way up to all the way up there. They'll spend all of that money just to be absolutely robbed in front of them. Like, what I'll get at is the reason Forest have done this is because there's no accountability. Like, you get criticised if you criticise the referees. Not criticised. You get sanctioned if you criticise the referees. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you're supposed to put pressure on them. Like, there's no accountability. What's going to happen next week? What, Anthony Taylor will go and referee a championship game or something? That's not exactly like a big sanction, is it? Like, it's a complete closed shop. It's just a boys' club, isn't it? And there's no accountability. There's no. It's not like they have some. It's not like at the end of the season they rate the referees and then they give them marks and all of that. There's nothing.
Promote them and relegate them, or promote them. Yeah.
It's just next week is back onto the next thing. Yeah, I know. It's just next week. Same. And the reason why everyone's talking about these decisions is because Forest came out with that statement. Because if Forest didn't come out with those statements, Match of the Day will probably mention it once to probably brush it aside. I don't know. Not many people would even have watched the game or would even be aware of these decisions. That's the thing. I think Forest are now just trying to put it in the spotlight, just saying, look at how bad these decisions are, and this is what we have to part with every single week.
Yeah.
So I'm frustrated.
I get your frustration, man. I agree with a lot of what you're saying. There's some stuff I do take issue with, but I just end the season, bro. Just end the freaking season. What, we're 17?
I have nothing against Everton, like, and also Ashley Young. Like, I have nothing against Ashley Young. Like, it's not his fault. I saw his post match interview. That was laughable. Have you seen that?
I ain't seen it. I hate him for the way he used to dive at Man U.
Yeah,
And
but they asked him like
for Everton.
They asked him like, what do you think of those decisions? And he went, all three of them were correct.
Seriously, he would. He would.
But to be fair, I've got nothing against like these players. Like, if you get away with that, fair enough. Like, that's not his fault. It's the ref.
Yeah.
The ref's fault.
Yeah.
And Everton, I don't mind Everton too much. Like, obviously, I'd rather Luton go down because I absolutely hate Luton. But yeah, it's just it's just so frustrating. I don't know. It's hard to see where we're going to get next point. Yeah, it's hard to see where we're going to get the next point from. Really, I think Sheffield United is going to be a hard slog of a game as well.
Mate, we'll get more points from Nick DeMarco than we will from these charlatans on the pitch right now. But,
so I agree with what Crypto's saying. Release the audio. Yeah, I would like to hear that audio of the VAR. Just
exactly
what his explanation is to all this.
People used to laugh at me when I'd say brown envelopes about Man U and etc. Now,
it feels like this season it's just it's not just Forest this season. It's everyone this season. The decisions have been ridiculous.
Yeah. Listen, mate, we got a few more waiting in the backstage. We got some handsome looking chap back there as well. We'll get to in a second in his
apologies for the rant, but yeah, it's just
this is what I want tonight. I feel like everyone needs to vent. Like, wait till you hear my video for tomorrow. There's a lot of venting. There's a lot of Mike style this stuff. hate it. All right, bro. Good to catch up with you.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, so I'll catch you later.
Cool, have a good evening. See you.
Bye. Interesting points from Sai. We've got over 700 of you in here and 78 likes. Guys, come on. You can do better than that. Should be on at least 150 likes, if not 200. All right, running order backstage. Bringing on Mohammed. Then I'm bringing on Lucky Robot. Then I'm bringing on Mikey Boy. So, Mikey, if you need to go for a poo or something, you got 5 minutes. That's cool. Mohammed, how are you, buddy?
I'm fine. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. How you feeling?
Fed up.
Yeah?
Because obviously, the teams are against us week in, week out, and it's getting to the same now where it's getting absolutely pathetic. And then we've been playing to the PGMOL. And what happens? Nothing happens, and the game doesn't restart, and the game doesn't replay. It's finished. Obviously, the game's finished, and obviously we just take what it is. It is what it is, and obviously go into the next game and play like nothing happened. But it did happen. So obviously on the pitch, you have to show fight, and I think Forest are in serious trouble now or going down, and I feel like Sheffield United is a big one. If you don't beat them, we're down.
Are you worried now, Mohammed?
Yeah, very.
So you're putting it all on. Are you writing off the Man City game next week?
Yes.
Yeah, and then it's all on Sheffield.
Yeah, I mean, this should be the most Forest game ever. So this should be a sign, because we lost today to Everton. Imagine if we beat Man City at home. That would be a big result.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, man. Were you happy with the tweet from the club today, or do you think they shouldn't have done it?
I didn't think Forest should go obviously to do that, but obviously credit to them, obviously, for doing that. So obviously it needs to be said. So obviously decisions need to be with us, not going against us. It's like, because Everton are like in the bottom of the team as well. But obviously the decisions still went against us. So that shows you that every ref obviously and the Premier League are trying to send us down. And obviously, and that shows it. It's absolutely corruption.
Are you still confident in Nuno? Do you think Nuno can lead us through these next 4 games, or how are you feeling about the manager?
I mean, for this season, if we can stay up, the next season, I feel like we have a change. So I think Nuno can't really, fix this mess. And obviously, I feel like he's coming to a club which obviously he wants a smaller squad. But we should have brought back Dennis O'Brien to there's more options in the field and be attacking. Chris Wood has not been informed. Neither has Anthony Elanga. I barely noticed him today in the game as well. Anthony Elanga was just invisible in the game.
I didn't even know he'd got subbed on.
Me either.
Yeah.
And obviously, Raymer was shocking today as well. His White, Yates came on ahead of Sangare. I don't know why that is as well. And obviously, Ribeiro is getting some minutes now as well. But I feel like today was like a season decided. But I think that I think everyone's saying that this game doesn't matter. It did matter.
Yeah,
obviously,
big time.
Everton just got hammered 6-0, and then we go to their place. The away form is still diabolical, and obviously we can see 2 goals from long range shots outside the box. As last season as well, and nothing's changing. So I think next season, news on the go, and we're really getting someone who can really push us up the table if we are still in the Premier League.
But you're worried. Final question.
Yeah.
Gun to your head. Are we staying up?
Yeah.
I love the quick response. That's been the happiest thing I've heard today. That's been the happiest thing I've heard today, bro. Listen, Mohammed, I hope you got it off your chest, bro.
I have.
Yeah, it's good to have you back on, and keep that positivity. We're gonna need it. It's gonna be a long month. It's gonna be a long month.
It's not over till it's over.
It's not over till it's over, bro. Listen, you're an absolute legend, Mohammed. Thank you so much for jumping on, and I'll speak to you soon, buddy.
Yeah, you Reds.
You Reds. All right, I'm going to bring on a couple of my boys, and then Lucky Robot, I promise I'll get to you as well. Just quick super chat from Chris with the £5. Thank you so much, buddy. VAR, first minimal contact. Second, arms in a natural position. Third, he's got the ball. Unbelievable. I don't know how they got to it. And I like this message from Sue as well. Thank you again, Chris, for the £5. Brilliant marketing tactics by the clubs, because we're not talking about the season ticket prices anymore. All right, let's bring on my boys. Let's bring them both on. Mikey, Visa, how are you?
How are we, Wolfie? How are you, mate?
I hate football, bro. Wait, I hate football.
Football's great, mate, and somehow worse than you. So
bro, you're gonna overtake us.
Nah. I was really intrigued to come on to just seeing your live stream, just to kind of get the general feeling towards the Forest community right now. And especially as I'm a Burnley fan, as your followers probably don't know, I still think you guys are fine. And that's kind of why I want to come on here, because I genuinely don't think you have really that much to worry yourself about, because the main thing is you still got Sheffield United to play. They are dog shit. You will trample them.
We've won 1 years, bro.
Mate, Burnley are pretty bad this year, okay? We've got 9-1 on them on aggregate this season. They are genuinely a complete mess, mate. That's why I think you already will have 4 points by then, because we still got Spurs away and United away. I'm
well, after United today, you got to be a little bit optimistic about that one, because they look crap against
sure, but that's just blind faith. That's just blind hope. As a football fan, you're meant to be a bit delusional, right? But it's a big ask, right? And that's why I'm kind of intrigued to hear what you guys think about today's game and kind of where your mind's at.
Well, my mind's at this. Mike, do you want this? I can paint it blue.
No,
I've got no use for that shit, man.
I'm good. Look, obviously I was there.
You're on the beach, aren't you?
Yeah, we're done now. Yeah, we're done. Look, I was there today. Obviously, I wanted to mention a few things. Just quickly, obviously. Firstly, look, Forest are not going down, and that's look. You can't lose like Luton have recently, like 5-1 at home and getting dicked week in week out at this point. Forest have just got a bit more about them. Today, they showed they're a very capable team, and there was 3 very good penalty shouts. Obviously, you know, I think 2 of them were pens. I don't think the first one was a pen. That's just my personal opinion, but I definitely thought the handball was a pen, and I definitely thought the last one was a pen. So that's my opinion. The game for the first half an hour was so tense. Both teams, you had the first chance. You obviously, you know, you could have been 1-0 up after 3 minutes. You know, you're in. Pickford has to make a good save.
Yeah.
A couple of the things about the chanting, just, you know, I noticed a few people putting the comments about John's reaction on my channel. Look, some of the chanting today was wrong. That it's just fundamental. I don't agree with it anywhere. The whole feed the Scousers and, you know, calling Beto a cheat when he's got an oxygen mask on and being wheeled at a stadium. He's been straight to hospital, by the way, after the game.
Has there been an update?
I don't agree with any of that.
Right?
Yeah, he's fine. He's been released, but they suspected that he broke his neck.
Bloody hell.
So, look, I don't agree with that, but that's from any fan base. I don't agree with that. That's not anything against Forest. I like Forest, you know, I've got all the time in the world for that. Yeah. But today, you showed more than enough to stay up. Yes, you're all going to be disappointed at the performance. Yes, you've gone to a fellow relegation team and you've not got the result that, let's be honest, we all expected a 1-1. I expected a 1-1. So
I'll take a 1-1 now, Mike.
Yeah, look, I'm absolutely chuffed. Of course I am. I'm absolutely happy. Blah blah blah. All them positives. But on the statement, although I don't think it needed to be said the way that it was said, you know, like an instant reaction tweet, put it on headed paper, put it on an actual, you know, on the website as an actual letter and say, look, we have sent this letter to the Premier League. We do not agree that this has happened. We raised this before the game and we're going to look to take further action. That is absolutely fine. I think just the way that it was so reactional, it was almost like a fan tweeted it, which again is fine. But in a professional sport, I can see why it's been frowned upon.
That's where I am with it, yeah.
But your point, and the point of them, I absolutely agree. All 3 teams here have been shafted by VAR decisions this season. All 3. I can tell you countless penalties we haven't been given, yet we go to Manchester United and we get 3 given against us, literally for the same things that happen every week. Today, all of your penalties, based on the Man United penalties they got against us, should have been a penalty. Yeah, so it can't work for Man United and not work for you. So I think it's a disgrace, and I think clubs like ours absolutely need to stand up, be counted, and look, we'll do you a favour because I'm fairly confident Everton have turned a corner now. So we will go to Luton and we'll beat them. So all you need to do is beat Sheffield United. That's it. Simple.
I don't know, bro. Vizza, what was your take on the tweet from kind of your view and, say, a Burnley perspective? How does it come across to an external fan base, basically?
I mentioned it when it came out, of course, like everyone else did on Twitter. And the message behind it, I agree with. The message I agree with. The actual manner that it was done, I don't. Every single club has been done over by VAR, the entire league, and I do believe that even some top 6 clubs are as well. And this is my fundamental point: VAR is shit. The entire system is completely flawed, and the problem is that we will never get a perfect world where consistency is measured and it's perfect each game. It's never going to happen. Everything is subjective. What's a handball? One game is a handball, which is not the other game. We saw that over the last 24 hours. The handball on Grealish in the FA Cup final or semi-final the other day is now different to today for Wan-Bissaka that led to a penalty. It's different decisions and different results for seemingly the same thing. For the 3 calls today, the first one, Ashley Young, I don't think that's a penalty. But that is what is these fake penalties where any contact therefore must be a penalty. I think that's bollocks, personally. I don't think that should be a penalty in any day and age. However, that is now what's deemed as a penalty now. That happened against us, and we considered a last-minute penalty to Villa away, but it's that same thing. The most minimal contact, clear dive, completely fucking lying to the officials, and they buy it. It's disgusting how they get away with that. So the fact you didn't get that today for the exact same thing, you can go look it back, clear dive. So that there's an inconsistency right there. And in the second one, which is a handball, for me, it's one of those which is like, where should his hand really be? Is it natural? You can never really certainly know, is it in a natural position or not? It's one of them. You've seen them given. And a third one, that's when I believe that should be a penalty. A third one, I believe. The third one, I believe, is much more of a blatant penalty. So that's kind of where my thoughts are on those calls. But I don't agree with the entire corrupt bullshit. I don't agree with it because it's like the idea that the league is corrupt against Forest. You guys played Everton today. They're the main people that's been calling for the league being corrupt against them the entire season. So, like, what's there to really benefit them? We've had so much shit go against us, and every single team, Wolves, West Ham, whoever else. So it's just they're all shit. And I do agree with the message that we should stand up and call them out when it's needed. But this entire corrupt and victim mentality, I just don't agree with personally. Because I see it from Burnley fans, and I called them out for it, thinking, like, we are where we are on the table because we are not good enough. We are not winning games of football. Our goalkeeper, like we saw the other week against Everton, kicks a ball in back of our own fucking net. Same thing against Brighton. That's our own fault, not VAR's. So I think some accountability is needed, but the officiating is, again, also just a complete mess. That's kind of where I stand with it.
Yeah, what are you saying to that, Mikey? You think, I mean, there's corruption. There's corruption, bro. If you look at PSR,
everyone, does it not?
I agree. It happens to everyone, yeah. But what's the famous saying that it levels itself out? The old cliche in the season. I did a count up a month ago, and Forest were 8-2 against on decisions. The one that went for us was the subjective one against you earlier on in the season when we played Burnley at the City Grounds. That one was.
I didn't bring that up, but that's one thing I've seen Burnley fans mention a lot, saying, "Oh, well, you weren't cheering when this happened," and I think that again. It's just one of them that we had that go against us and a lot of other things as well. But
and I agree with Rob. Both things can be true at the same time. There can be corruption and there can be stupidity, you know? Sorry, go on, Mike.
No, you are right. And I actually think you're right on both points as well. And I think, you know, Everton, we've been on the end of some bad decisions and we've had this points deduction. But by letter of the law, we broke the rules in terms of points, so we got punished. I don't like the inconsistency in the points deductions because it just doesn't make sense.
I don't know where you got 10 points from. Where's the 10 point breakdown?
Nobody knows what it is, what the rules are, but obviously some precedents of some type is now set. The thing that I really wish, and I don't ever think this will happen, but if poor decisions happen in games, or just decisions in general, I think some accountability has to be held by the VAR team, by the PGMOL, and by and it would be really nice if after the game, just like you have with the managers who are there fundamentally, because if they react towards a referee, they get fined. If a player reacts to a referee, they get fined. But why can't a referee have that media training, have that consultative element, and come out and say, I didn't give this decision because of X. Because look, there was a couple of decisions today that were not as big as penalties. You know, I thought Murillo, he can be very grabby at times. I thought he pulled a couple of our players over at times. Could easily have got a yellow card for one, etc., etc. Our players were the same in the middle. Takore was lucky as well, I thought. But the facts are, until you understand the reasons why decisions are given one week and not the next, which is what Fizz has just said, the end of the day, no one's going to be able to argue against it being corrupt, being correct, being subjective bias, because no referee ever comes out and explains why.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what you're saying on that. And it's like, why can't... Two things for me. Why is it managers get fined for calling out a ref? Because what's the point in a manager's interview? Because if they go there to call out, let's just say Nuno today wanted to say Danilo had a bad game, for example. Forest aren't going to fine him for saying Danilo had a poor game today. You know, so why can't they give their opinion on the ref and then have the ref come out and defend his stance on it and mic them up so we can hear what's going on? Because that would get rid of the thought of the conspiracy of corruption anyway. If you can hear everything the ref's saying, or they release it after the game, then you can see, okay, at least I can see the justification. Even though I don't agree with him, at least I can see the pathway he took to making that decision. Or also you can be like, that's corruption. Yeah.
And on top of that, if the referee says, look, the reason why I didn't give the decision was because I didn't see it, and VAR didn't communicate in my ear, VAR didn't suggest to go look at the monitor, VAR didn't step in, then he's defended himself. And again, when he goes to the next Premier League game, it's almost okay. He's almost got himself off the hook, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Whereas now, Stuart Atwell's a Luton fan, and you guys hate him, which, you know, I mean, I don't like him anyway. Everton, we don't like referees, full stop. Anthony Taylor, I can't stand in general, again, anyway. But neither of them or the PGMOL come out of this situation smelling of roses. It's absolutely right for it to be called out. And I actually made a comment. It was about 10 weeks ago. The next time Everton get a shocking decision, they should just walk off the pitch. It needs something in front of millions of people to go, this needs to be addressed. And if Everton are 4-0 down in a game against Chelsea and a shocking decision's made, what harm is it going to do Everton walking off? They lose the 3 points anyway.
Yeah, because there's a few in the comments saying Forest got Man City next week. Just walk off the pitch and boycott it. We're going to lose anyway. So, yeah, that would be great. I don't know. It's going a bit too far. What would you do?
I wouldn't risk that if I was you guys. It'd probably be more than just a 3-point deduction if you do that. That's the issue. You probably don't want to risk that.
You'd quite like that, wouldn't you?
But you mentioned about the referees and an interview after the game, or them being mic'd up more, because the issue is that they aren't seen as human for us, and that's an issue because we don't hear them, we don't know anything about them. There's no personality there, and we if you get nothing back in return, there's no human connection there. So I want to hear more from them. I don't want to think they're all pricks, because I'm sure they're nice people. I remember I saw a clip last year, I believe it was in Ligue 1, that after the game there was a decision made. I think it was between Nantes and someone else. You can look it up. But after the game, the referee, in a very eloquently, in a very eloquently way, explained the decision that he made at the end of the game to allow a goal to happen that was seen as controversial, and it all made sense. And people's like, all right, fair play. He has a reason for it. We have none of that. We just have guys in a shed somewhere at Stockley Park making all the decisions, and we still think it's bollocks. So that's what I think would make the more sense, to actually give the referees and the VAR team a bit of personality, to actually know where they're coming from and to explain the decisions that they make. I just don't think it's a hard thing to do. Again, the tweet today, the message I completely get behind. They need to be called out. The way that it's been done, I think, is the main issue, because it takes it away from the actual message. People talk about it being petulant and it being all that nonsense, and actually ignore the real actual message that the officials this year has been shit. And again, Burnley, Wolves, West Ham, you guys, both of you, Everton, Forest, and I'm sure so many of the clubs will also think they've been hard done by this year. And that's just, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, because in my ideal world, I would scrap it, but I know that won't be done. So I don't know what the real answer is, other than to give them the platform to actually speak out and explain themselves.
Yeah, it's just, I just hate this season. I really do. It's just draining the enjoyment of football out of me. It really is, and I think the other thing is, it's masking over. I mean, Mike, I don't know. I mean, you'll be looking through toffee glasses. I thought Forest were crap today.
Yeah. So, I was literally just about to say, look, we can't take away from the fact that,
and
Forest
this is what this is doing.
But they didn't create enough from open play today for me. Hudson-Odoi, I thought, looked really dangerous at times. I mean, based on the fact that all 3 penalties potentially was on from Ashley Young, speaks volumes about his performance. Yet Nuno subbed him off, which I thought was stupid. Chris Wood didn't do enough for me. Should score, doesn't. There wasn't enough. There was gaps in that midfield between 45 minutes and 60 when Decore and Gomez had stepped forward and didn't have the legs to come back fundamentally, it was Garner against your two centre midfielders and anyone that decided to come deep. Murillo can carry the ball and very often would pop up in midfield. You completely overloaded that midfield until he made that James Garner substitution. And there was no shots from outside the box. There was no pressure. Pickford's kicking today was shocking. You know, his distribution was been appalling for weeks, yet you didn't put any pressure on him. And I sat there and I thought, Everton were there to be had today. Yeah. We come out of that thinking it wasn't a great performance by Everton by any stretch of anyone's imagination, but we got a result. We sort of ground it out. The atmosphere was fantastic. You know, the flags and the banners and everything. It was a real carnival atmosphere from Everton, but Forest didn't do enough. And I know you've in terms of Chris Wood. Look, I know he had that golden touch for a little bit, and you know whatever happened at Spurs, it's almost destroyed him. But the facts are, you just need someone who can carry the ball as a number 9 and have a bit more composure. And he doesn't do that. He'll win your headers. He'll chest the ball down and control it. But I actually think with the way that you play, with the pace that you've got in Elanga and the other lad that was playing at the time, and then Hudson-Odoi on the left-hand side, I quite like that Riviera or whatever his name was when he come on the pitch in the middle. You've got players who can carry the ball, so have a striker that can run through those channels. Chris Wood will never do that. And that's what you need right now. You need somebody who will run through those channels. Morgan Gibbs-White did it. He had one chance today and he put it wide. He should have scored.
How did he fluff that one, man? How did he fluff that one? So, Vizza, how are you seeing this Premier League playing out, matey?
Well, it was interesting hearing Mike there because it sounded quite similar to when we played them like a week or so ago, where they were completely there for the taking. And, I mean, the goal that we conceded was laughable in itself. And the game, I can't even tell you a single thing that happened in that second half. It was just really poor from us. But, you know.
But you were down to 10 men as well, weren't you?
Not against Everton, were we? Oh no, yeah, we were.
You was after 70
in the 60th minute, but by time it was all Shane 60th minute. But by time it was like it just wasn't great from that entire second half before that even happened, you know. And it was a real shame because, again, if we got results, even a draw at Everton now, that could make a massive difference in terms of our position in table right now. Burnley are getting better, right? That's why I don't want to be completely like, oh, it's already done. My only concern is I think you guys will definitely beat Sheffield United, and I think that you will already be 4 points because we got Spurs away, United away, Newcastle home before we play you guys. We may get 1 point if we're lucky. We need to beat United or get a result at Old Trafford or Spurs. We need to. 3 points I don't think would be enough. So that's my main concern. I just don't think. I think it's too little too late. But so that's kind of where I stand with Burnley. That's why I think that you guys should be okay when it comes to us. Luton, I think they're kind of running on fumes right now. I think that all their passion, all their collection of their spirit, I think in the end will eventually just kind of, the quality will kind of show in the end, unfortunately, because they've worked really hard. They've done much better than what any of us actually thought they would ever do. And we've, of course, completely shit the bed and been 10 times worse than what anyone else ever think. But, you know, I just think eventually they will probably just not have enough in the end. So basically, where I stand is, I think you'd be fine. I think you'd be fine. But today, against, actually, when we played yesterday, Sheffield United. Again, it's a good game, but it's just one of them. I think it's just too little, too late for us, unfortunately.
Well, I'm glad you boys are more optimistic than I am about Forest chances, boys. But listen, I want to thank you both for coming on. We've still got some guys in the background who've been waiting patiently. We'll do a Beat the Drop soon, boys. We'll do a proper rant on Beat the Drop. Guys, make sure you're following Mike on Blue Boys Network. And of course, I'm sure you're all already following the legend that is Vizza. But I'll get the mods to put both the links in the chat. But it's kind of, you two have calmed me down a little because you're more positive. I don't know if I agree still.
the main thing is you've still got Sheffield United. That's the only thing that, like, I think that would just have you enough to be just ahead of us. That's literally your saving grace right now. I do love also a message someone said in the chat saying, does Vizza have Eastern European heritage? Can hear hints of it. He saw a guy with a buzz cut and thought that I must be Russian or something. I do live in Poland, but I'm fully English. But I guess living in Poland 4 years, and maybe I do have a bit of a tinge in my accent now. I don't know.
A little tinge developing there, little tinge. It's like Mike, man. His Scouser accent has gone all Brummy, hasn't it?
Oh, mate, my accent's horrendous. Honest to God, I'm the most Brummy Evertonian who'll ever meet, mate.
Boys, listen, it's been a pleasure. We'll catch up on Beat the Drop properly soon. Yeah, but guys, make sure you subscribe to both their channels. Go check out Mike's post-match video as well. And, you know, John's saying what he's saying. I still haven't watched it myself, but opinions are opinions, and that's what we're here for. You're both legends. Thank you for giving us a little hope. And Mike, I hate you.
I mean, I still hope you go down, by the way, but, you know, just like, I think you should have enough.
I don't. Is this all reverse psychology from you? Just like getting us into the confidence?
I don't want to go down, but at the same time, I just think that I got to be a neutral and think you probably still will be fine. You know, but I hope you get relegated.
Yeah, I hope you go down. Actually, I don't want you down. I want to save you for next season, but we're running out of teams to replace. I want Brentford.
Join the party somehow and get another 5 points deducted, and I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. It has been one of those two now.
I wanted Brentford and Luton gone, but it is what it is. All right, boys, you're both legends. We'll catch up soon. Yeah, thanks for both jumping on. We'll speak soon. Cheers, boys. Oh, what a bunch of legends that is. Guys, we got 900 of you in here across our platforms, but 147 likes. You guys can do way better than that. Please do hit that like button. Right, we've got still another 3 callers to get through. So we're going to get through all those callers as well. Lucky Robot, you have been so patiently waiting, bro. Thank you so much for your patience. How are you? And apologies for the delay, but just wanted to get them in and hear what they had to say from a non-Forest perspective.
Yeah, it's fine. I would have listened anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah,
how are you, bro?
Yeah, things have changed. Obviously, I was full of hope in the first few weeks with Nuno, and it's just gone drastically south. Like today, take the decisions out of it, we were shocking. Like we were shocking, and I don't know what. Like, obviously, everything's going wrong with the club at the moment, left, right, and centre. But the way we played and the determination, we won 1 tackle. Our 2 midfielders won 1 tackle all game. I mean, that's a joke. Dominguez was winning 10 tackles a game at one point. Yeah. He won none today, didn't he? I think he won 1 or none. If you look at the stats. Someone
check on Sofascore chat. How many tackles did Dominguez? They were sitting off. Lucky, weren't they? They were just sitting off, and that annoyed me. Even if you look at the first goal, like Danilo didn't close him down. I think was it Gibbs White lost the runner. It was put aside all the tweets, all the penalties and stuff. It felt to me, I said it earlier, it felt like a pre-season match. That first half.
This season has been the most dislikable season in football I can ever remember, and I include being in League One in that. I honestly do. Because when we played there, you knew what you were going to get. And here it feels like if you're going to win, you have to beat 13 people or whatever it is, never mind just the 11 on the pitch. Yeah. Today, let's be right. I don't care what anyone says. If you don't believe in corruption and you don't want to shout corruption, then don't let a Luton fan be in charge of VAR. That's a simple decision. Whether you believe if you live in Luton, you're going to make a decision subconsciously that benefits where you live. You don't want stones through your window. You want whether you want Luton to stay up or not. If you're a Luton fan, why on earth are you in charge of making the final decision in our game, in the biggest game that affected Luton this weekend? That alone is despicable. That's despicable. So whether he's a cheat or not is irrelevant. That should not happen. That should not happen. And you tell me any reason, no matter why is that? Why should that be a thing? That shouldn't be a thing. Now it's all right. Everybody, I can understand why the club loses its rag, and at the same time, we're fans. We lose our rag. We're allowed to. You know,
we're allowed to. Yeah.
But the club itself, this year has been an anomaly. I don't know any other season like this. I can't remember it where we've had so much craziness that I don't know where my head is anymore. Like I can lose a game fair and square. Today, I actually watched the game with an Everton fan, and he said 2 of them are Stonewallers. Like, how have you not got them? Like, when you look around on the internet today, it's fans of all other clubs saying
are rallying around. Yeah, they're rallying around too.
Yeah, they're not. They're on our side. They're saying what's going on. Like, it's really refreshing to see that because a lot of people are feeling the same. We feel like we've got the brunt of it, but today I feel like we didn't deserve anything either. We deserved the penalties, yes, and if we got them, it would have papered over the cracks. And as it stands right now, we only need probably 3 or 4 points. But if we'd have got a point, if we'd have got that penalty when we should have had it to make it 1-1, the game would have swung because Everton were dire, but we were dire. So who knows? But the fact of the matter is, they let a Luton fan who's banned from refereeing Luton make the decisions in the biggest game this season that affects Luton. In what world is that okay? That's the bottom line.
It is, isn't it? It's like, I'm trying to think. If I was reffing as a Forest fan, the Luton game yesterday against Brentford, I would try to be objective, but your subconscious would kick in, wouldn't it?
Of course it would.
It would, yeah. And it's
your
just
friend,
like
his friends support Luton. We're the team nearest to Luton, right? And I've seen some Luton fans saying we want a draw. No, you don't. Everton had 2 games in hand.
Yeah,
they wanted us to lose. The best result for them is for us to lose. Now, let's be right. We didn't do the best to win the game off our own back, but at 1-1, the game can swing. If you're a Luton fan, what do? You want Everton to stay in front, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a subconscious decision. Yeah. They've got 2 games in hand. They're already a point clearer of Luton. We're the only team they've got to chase. How does the Premier League, if the club's already raised this week, how does the Premier League justify that? That does not make sense to me in any fairness. If you're talking about fairness, I've seen lots of people say the club should not be saying about corruption. Remember, we had a referee rob us out of Europe. It's not as if it don't happen. It's happened to us in the past.
Yeah,
so we're a club that suffered it. We've suffered it with Anderlecht.
Yeah.
And then people say, well, what's wrong with you? You're bad losers, whatever. But no, that was found many years later to be true.
Yeah.
So let's not pretend this is new. It's not new. But let's also not pretend it happens every week, because it doesn't. But what's happened this year has happened so much. But the simple decision today was just not to put him in that situation. Like, that decision does not make sense. It doesn't. And you can't justify it, can you? Any rational football fan can't justify that decision.
Oh, you're right. It's hard to argue with you, mate. But at the end of the day, where does that leave us? Are we?
Well, you can't do nothing. We can't do nothing. That's the point. But then, what do you do if we all if we disagree with things in society and we all stand in a line and take a punishment? Do we all just sit there and do it forever, or does somebody have to rise ahead above the parapet?
Yeah.
Because if somebody doesn't do something, nothing ever changes. Now, I'm not saying what the club did is right or whatever, but I'm also saying we shouldn't be everybody's bitch.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, after the season we've had, I can see where they come from. Whether I agree with it or not, I don't know. I can see both sides. I'm like, for me, I don't feel like we deserved anything. But who knows what would have happened if we got them penalties and how that affects the players' mentality on the pitch as well.
Butterfly effect, isn't it? Sliding doors moment and all that.
Exactly. Because
I just don't feel they were up for it, though.
I don't.
Do you know what I mean?
Don't.
It just...
But if we'd have gone 1-1, who knows? We can't make that call, can we?
Yeah, I can see it from that perspective where someone would argue that, okay, our performance wouldn't have improved, but Everton's wasn't going to get any better. And if it was a draw with 10, 15 minutes to go, I think both teams would have just shook hands and said, let's pass the ball around a little.
I think so. And I'll be honest with you, I think that's the worst game I've seen this season.
Yeah,
I think Everton were the worst team I've seen this season, and I think that was the worst we've played this season.
Yeah.
So
away from home.
Like that's the thing. Like, let's not let all this gloss over the fact of how bad we've become. Like that how bad. And I was somebody that was championing just seeing simple things. They've all gone out the window.
Yeah.
Like, we both sat here and we was beaming when he first came in, and we were saying we're doing the triangles, we're doing this, we're doing that. It's all gone.
That's gone. That's gone.
It's all gone.
It's
and I don't
completely
see, and I don't see why. Like, I don't see what happened to make us throw all our footballing ability out the window. And not only that, the team selection's been shocking. Everything today, I could not blame the team selection one bit.
Yeah,
that was the team I would have picked. And I think actually the defense played well. I don't think the defense did anything wrong today. We lost the game in midfield and up front.
Yeah.
Like I said, how can you have a midfield? I thought with Dominguez and Danilo, the way he's been playing, this is the problem with Danilo. He blows hot and cold.
Yeah.
He's been really good for 2 games. He's been absolutely atrocious today. I don't think he's won 1 tackle. I don't think he won 1 tackle.
He was really poor today. And, you know, he's been in great form. And that's worrying that we can't get consistency out of it, mate. Let me ask you this, though, bro. How are you feeling relegation-wise?
I couldn't call the game today. I usually look to have a bit of a bet for fun just before the game. And I have a bet on who might score or have shots or whatever, because I couldn't call the result. I wouldn't have called the result. I could have seen it gone anyway. I didn't see us losing 2-0, and I thought it would probably be a draw. And I would have took that. Now, after today, I did watch the Luton game. Obviously, you did. And Luton were much worse than us. So that's my only saving grace at the moment, is they look terrible. We've got a couple of games, but as you know, away from home, I really don't fancy us to win at Burnley. I really don't. Sheffield United, they're going to do their utmost to send us down with them. I know what they said, but they hate us. And if they can win any game, they'll want to do that one. So I'm not very confident at all. I obviously don't see us getting anything from Man City. No chance. And then, it's going to be very tight. But I can also see a situation where the most Luton get is 1 point. And I don't see Burnley getting another point now. Maybe 1 point at the most at Man United. So, as crazy as it sounds, we could actually lose the rest of the games and stay up.
Could you imagine that? Oh my God, I can't. If we have to go to Burnley and need a point or a goal difference all through, I can't, mate. I can't. I hate football. I hate it, man.
This season it's been a killer. It's been a killer.
It's been a killer. I want to get the True Red on as well. He's been patiently waiting backstage, bro. But I hope you managed to get it off your chest, Lucky, as always.
Yeah. Well, now I'll have to sleep on it, I think.
See how you feel in the morning.
Yeah. Do you know what, though? This season has made me just like, I'll accept whatever comes. It's ground me down. It's ground me down. Like,
I'm just numb to football.
Getting to the end, and I'm like, I've had enough. I'm submissing now. I'm submissing. What happens. So, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Listen, mate, you're a legend. Love having you on as always.
No worries.
And I'll speak to you soon. Hopefully, after we beat Man City. Who knows?
Yeah. No, I don't hold your breath.
Exactly. All right, man. Thanks a lot, bro. Yeah. I'll see you later. Oh, what a legend. I do love Lucky Robot. We've got the True Red backstage, about to bring him on. We're 5 likes away from 200 likes, and there's 900 of you in here across the platforms. 500 on YouTube, I think about another 400 on Twitter. Make sure you're getting your comments in. I'm getting them up as we keep going through. So get those likes up. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you're new to Forest Fan TV, because this is where it all happens about Forest. So let's get this legend on who has been patiently waiting. Thank you for waiting, bro. There's been loads in the backstage. Appreciate your patience. How are you doing?
I'm just sick of Forest, to be honest.
I hear you.
Week in, week out, it's the same bullshit. And I'm not just talking about VAR. I'm talking about the woeful performances the players are putting in, week out, to the fans that travel everywhere to go and watch them play. If I was a fan there today, and the players come up to clap us, I'd have told them to fuck off. After that performance, are you mad? Are we not going to talk about the fact that both goals that Everton scored, we gave them time. We gave Gay and McNeil time to bring the ball down and then shoot. The first goal, Danilo and Murillo did not. They both watched Gay bring the ball down and let him shoot. Not all of them went to close him down. Literally invited the shot onto us. And I mean, we can talk about VAR. I mean, VAR, how you having a Luton fan in that is a disgrace as well. But it's not to excuse a performance today. I'm the first fan to sit here and say, I'm not going to blame VAR for us this season. We've been shit. We're to blame for where we are at the minute, but we're not being helped by them pricks in VAR who sit there week in, week out, thinking they can make decisions without being called out. All 3 penalties weren't looked at properly. All 3. The first one, Young's kicked Rayner in the back of the heel. He's clipped him and he's made him lose balance. How? In what world is that not a pen? The handball, his arm is out here.
And he had a motion towards it. There was a slight motion towards it that's being ignored, And
I don't think people realise if he didn't do that, that was going straight to Chris Wood. How is that not a pen? Third one, he's gone through the back. He's gone through the back of Hudson-Odoi. How is that one not a pen? I don't understand it, the referees anymore. And like you said, what is Nuno supposed to do? Walking in, being interviewed, what is he just supposed to sit there and not talk about it? He's going to get fined for speaking his mind. Did you see the interview Nico Williams had where he was like,
I did.
The big six get these decisions for them every week. He's probably going to get a ban for that.
Yeah.
For speaking his mind. But it's with the thing is, does Nuno not look at that Chelsea game the other day when Chelsea battered Everton 6-0? When Chelsea battered Everton 6-0, does he not look at that and think, oh, look how Chelsea played against them,
Yeah.
They squeezed them. They didn't let them have any space on the ball. Does Nuno not look at that and think, yeah, we're going to do that. We'll do that. No, what Nuno thinks is we'll play right into their hands. We'll just let them come at us. And he's clueless, Nuno. I'm sorry, he is. I've defended him since.
Are you done with him? Where are you with the manager?
Nuno out. I'm sorry, I am. I've defended him.
Why are you saying sorry? You're entitled to your opinion.
I've defended him, but the problem is today, right? He has no game plan whatsoever. He looks clueless on the sidelines. Honestly, I'm fed up of it now. Even under Cooper, all right, I was a Cooper fan, but even I was like, mate, yeah, it's time to go. But even then, we looked like we had a game plan. He set out with a game plan. Nuno just looks like he sends about 11 strangers on the field and I'll just play some football, lads. It looks like that's what he looks like he does. I'm sorry, but if I'm telling you now, if we stay up somehow, it's because of the shit around us. It's not because of the football we've been playing shite. Any other season that we're in, right? Any other season we're in, we go down because of this. But because of the shit around us, we might just stay up. But if we somehow stay up and West Brom stay down, we need to be all over Carlos Corberán.
Is that who you want?
Yeah.
Where is he now? Is he at West Brom or something? I can't remember. Yeah.
West Brom, yeah. If they stay down, then we need to be all over him because he's a top manager. And the thing is as well with Nuno, it's just like the Wolves fans were giving me hope. I was like, they were talking about, but we've got the Spurs version of Nuno. It's so frustrating. Does he actually look at things objectively? I was saying, because I was watching the game with my best mate, I was saying did he not look at that Chelsea game and think that's their weakness? Don't give them time on the ball, squeeze them, because they're a big physical side, they'll bully you. Chelsea didn't allow them to do that, but we allowed them to do that, which is why we lost today.
You're making a lot of good points. I think the point that you said that resonated with me was about the tactics, because on paper, I looked at that starting 11. I don't know what you thought about it, but I was like, I like that. I like that.
That's probably with the squad we've got at the minute, that's our best starting 11.
Yeah. And then it just makes you think, well, what's the tactical game plan behind it? Where was the press? Why was the midfield so far apart? Like Morgan Gibbs-White was down here on the pitch and the other two were on our goal line, and it's just this green grass and blue shirts in between. It was it's horrible.
with Everton, they've got the second. They're the second most team to score from set pieces, right? They've got the second best record. We allowed them 3 headers in the box. What the fuck are we doing? Leaving, because they're a big physical side. Their shortest player is probably about 5'11", and we're letting them have 3 headers in the box. Are you mad? This is what I mean. Did Nuno not go to him? Just stay on a man. Just stay on a man. Because it was so frustrating today. And the subs he made didn't make any change whatsoever. Divock Origi, the man's come to us. He's got 0 goals, 0 assists. Man's a shithouse. He's turned like the Titanic. Honestly, it's woeful. And the thing is as well, people are going, oh, it's all right. You've got Sheffield United and Burnley. You watch us now go to Sheffield United and make them look like Pep's Barcelona.
I don't, man. I can't deal with Jimmy after that, man.
Could you imagine? Honestly, right, I've not got confidence we're going to win another game this season.
But do you think we'll stay up?
No. I think we're down.
Who's going to overtake us? Burnley or Luton?
I think Luton will.
Yeah.
Because if you look, they've got Wolves, West Ham, Fulham, and Everton as well, I think. And I could see them getting another 3 points. And I don't know, because it's just Forest away just don't go well.
Yeah.
It just doesn't go well.
Do you feel more confident about getting something out of Man City than the away matches?
No, honestly, this is what I mean. So we've got Man City, which is loss. Right, let's just write that off. So Chelsea, we could actually do something against them.
But they're in form right now, aren't they? I mean, take out the cup. Yeah, I thought they actually played quite well yesterday. Jackson was atrocious.
And then we've got Sheffield United and Burnley. And them two, you would have said surely 6 points. But I'm not, honestly, it would not surprise me if we get 0.
You know what I'm loving is the comments from the chat saying, you poor kid, you got 70 years ahead of you of this crap. And they're already stressing you out this much. Yeah, look after your hair while you've still got it, because Forest will get rid of it for you.
No, but the thing is, today was like watching Hooijdonk Ball back in the Championship.
Oh God, don't go there, man.
Sideways, backwards.
That was doing my head in. The amount of passes where our players just will not take on a fullback or a midfielder, and they do. I saw it a lot with, I can't remember who it was, but they get into the midfield. It's like, I can't be bothered to take this man on. Let me just pass it back to Murillo. He can then pass it back to Sells. He can then give it to Einar. He'll pass it back across to Murillo. Yeah. And it's just...
And the thing is as well, it's like for the first 5 minutes, we were playing decent football. We were calm on the ball. And but then we just get killed. Whenever there was the first Everton attack, they got their first corner. And ever since then, we were done. We just been killed. And I don't know what it was. But it's just the same bullshit week in, week out. We're shit. The ref's shit. The club from top to bottom is shit.
Rotten.
I mean, thing is as well, I mean, I was a massive fan of Cooper and obviously for what he's done for us, but
yeah,
he was like the only bit of togetherness I feel like we had left. And he went, and now it just feels like there's nothing left in that club. It's rotten.
Yeah. I hear you. You know what's annoying me as well? I know he's doing what I do after a team loses. He's going around all the channels, soaking in all the freaking opponent stuff. Yeah, I know you got your popcorn out now, Mike. I know you got a popcorn.
The thing is, as well, it's easier for other fans to say to us, "Oh yeah, you'll beat Sheffield United, you'll beat Burnley," but they're not watching the shit we're seeing week in, week out from the twats that are playing on the pitch. Not one player really impressed me today. Not one.
Yeah. I can't argue with you.
I think even Wood had his moments, right? And he's had his moments, but I think we're just missing that Taiwo Awoniyi. We're just missing that hold-up striker number, because it's not a coincidence since he came back in. He came back in and we started playing well again, and we won a couple of games, but he's been taken out and we're shit again. I don't get it.
He lost his powers. Wood lost his powers when he hit that post, man.
Oh, I don't know how he didn't score that. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Oh God, mate. Well, I don't know if you've cheered me up or depressed me. I need to get Vizzer and Mike back on because they keep saying we're gonna win. All right, mate. Give us your closing statement. Then, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? You said we'll stay up, and you said we'll stay down, right? If I tell you what the chat is saying, do Forest stay up? 54% of you are saying no. Oh my God. 46 are saying yes. Mike, get your vote in, man. Get it to like 46.5%. So go on, True Red. What you said?
After watching what I saw today, I wouldn't be surprised if we get 0 points.
Stay up with 0 points. That'd be the most Forest thing to do ever, though.
This is what I mean. This is what I'm saying. Though, if we somehow stay up, we're staying up because of the shit around us. We're not staying up because we've done well or anything. We're not staying up because we deserve to. We don't deserve to stay up. Look at us.
I agree.
We're lost.
I agree. You know what? We may get more points from Nick DeMarco than this team will get in the next 4 games, bro. That's a depressing thought, but that's where we are. That's where we are. Listen, bro, it's been a pleasure having you on, and don't let this team stress you out because, as the chat is saying to you, mate, you got years of pain ahead of you, years of it.
I'm only 16.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, good luck. Good luck is all I can say. Yeah. Just
Cheers,
don't take
mate.
up smoking or anything like that. All right, bro. It's good to have you on. I'll catch up with you soon.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, bro. Oh, guys, it's sad to see the impact it's having on the youth, isn't it? It really is. But I do genuinely mean it when I say I think Nick DeMarco is going to get us more points than some of those charlatans on that pitch today. And NC, I'm going to wrap it up now, unfortunately. But listen, I've got my rant video coming out tomorrow, probably about 8:30 a.m. So, yeah, Cujo, you're right. I'm only 22. I'm only, 6 years older than True Red. So I've got plenty of years of pain ahead of me. But, yeah, there may be a bit of ranting on the video tomorrow morning, and we got Grumpy Old Reds tomorrow night at 8. That's going to be fascinating. I just want to thank all the guests that have come on. We've got just under 1,000 of you in here across the platforms. Please make sure you're subscribed if you're new to Forest Fan TV. And you lot watching on YouTube, there's 223 likes. You can get that to 300 before we close out. Right, I'm going to go and cry into a pillow, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe to the legend that is Blue Boys Network and Visit as well. Thank you both of them for coming on. And sorry, Greg, nearly missed your super chat. Apologies, bro. Thank you for the £2. 3 wins away in 2 years, and now we need 2. On that note, on that depressing note, thank you for the £2, Greg. We will see you guys tomorrow. It's not over yet. It's not over. Come on, Nick DeMarco. Come on, you Reds.